It was Raw's final stop before WrestleMania 19, and I can't help but feel things felt a wee bit undercooked on the red side going in to the granddaddy of them all. Woo! 24th of March 2003 edition of Monday Night Raw, but it quickly became what happened on SmackDown with about 18 minutes left. And I can't believe it. They carried the ball about 60 yards, got to the touchline.
And now fumbled.
They fumbled.
I mean, they do say that if your chicken's red, it's probably raw, and tonight I think it was red. Look, this wasn't a bad show, and I would say it was a pretty good show, and I did enjoy it. However, I mean, it was lackluster. Rock concert, it's been promoted last week, it's been promoted most of the night. I mean, that is what they were hanging their hat on. Raw concert to be great. That ended the show, not Jericho Michaels, not Triple H, Booker T, it was Rock concert. And yeah, I'm not saying that's not the right way to do it, because The Rock's The Rock and he's taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin, so why would you end the show any other way? But, I mean, you just look at how they ended it going into Mania 17, where I'm pretty sure they had a rock concert-esque or something similar. They were doing a sing-along.
That was Survivor Series 2001.
Well, Survivor Series 2001, point is, that was better than what we got here. What we got here was just not good at all. I mean, we got the Hurricane, I guess, got a wee bit of closure maybe on The Rock, and it was nice to see him thrown in there as the designated driver, but honestly, man, Austin came out and then The Rock bailed, and that was it.
I don't think the Rock Austin thing's the problem for me. I don't think it was particularly, unreal and that's the greatest thing I've ever seen sort of conversation. But the problem for me is that Raw has been great the past few months. 2003 I think has been really good. But then the last show before Mania is McMahon coming out and basically showing us what happened on SmackDown.
Yeah, for me, you should be doing that. If you want to show the two main feuds from SmackDown, if you want to show those highlights on Raw, I would do it throughout the show. I mean, remember that time we seen SmackDown basically just show a replay of Kurt Angle getting an F5'd into the ring post? Yeah. And it was like 8 minutes? Like, if they were willing to do that, then why not just... They're willing to do that on SmackDown and for some you've already seen, so why not just show these two clips on Raw? And then you could have had the overtime being the Rock stuff. It felt very weird that they added an extra 20 odd minutes on to the end of the show and decided just to give you fucking highlights for SmackDown, replays for SmackDown. McMahon came out on Raw just to basically point at a Titan and show you two fucking highlight clips.
And they made a big deal about the boss being here. We have to be fair. See if this happened today, 2024.
He's shitting all over it.
Yeah. Be absolutely brilliant. It's like, how did they dedicate the last 20 minutes to something that happened on SmackDown? And this ain't an era, right? 2011, 12, where SmackDown is literally the B show. And it's a rerun of Raw.
That's the only reason I can think, though, because this was the final Raw, and maybe you had people that only watched... Well, I say maybe, I know for a fact. We're seeing comments of people that say they only watched... Although, to be fair, most people, if they say they only watched one of the two shows, most people say they only watched SmackDown.
Yep.
So, maybe they're trying to just get the people that only watch Raw, that they're trying to get them involved, they're trying to get them up to date and in the knowledge of what happened on SmackDown, so that they kind of know the feuds going into Mania, potentially try and get a few more sales for Mania, a few more pay-per-view orders for Mania. I mean, I get it, because if you only watch one show, you don't want to go into WrestleMania when half the fucking show is going to be SmackDown stuff you don't know about. I mean, it does make sense to show the main stuff on SmackDown on Raw, but I don't know, I just think they could have done it better. Will they do something similar on SmackDown? Will they show the main stuff from Raw on SmackDown? I would have to assume so.
I think there's just better ways of incorporating it. I think if you have McMahon throughout the night, backstage with Bischoff, watching it on the monitor, and then we see it, and then it cuts back, and they're both watching it, and they discuss it, incorporate it into the show. Don't have McMahon come out and be like, this is what happened on SmackDown. It came across as really cheap, and it just leaves a bad taste in the mouth almost. I was expecting this Rock concert to be holy fuck, this Raw was a 9 or a 10 out of 10, man. The whole Rock and Austin blew the house down, but then McMahon came out and when he likes taking dumps, I feel like he just took a dump in the ring and he fucked
He took
off.
a dump in the ring and he left it.
Anyway, let's get to the start of the show. Lillian Garcia. America.
America.
Iraq. We're killing them all, brother. Weapons of mass destruction. George Bush. All that good shit.
And Hulk Hogan's arms, they're the real weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, we had a flat ramp here, so maybe the Austin
It's
truck
funny,
was...
a guy had massive fucking arms, yet it was his leg that buried everybody.
What you gonna do? Maybe he should have the people's elbow.
Maybe, aye.
I love you, brother. Which he said to his son on SmackDown, and yeah, you know what? It needs to actually address why is Hulk Hogan saying to his 10-year-old son, "I love you, brother"? I mean, what the fuck?
We'll talk
It wasn't even the Jimmy Hart. No one can even use that excuse. He actually said it to his son.
We'll talk about that when we get to
Anyway, I thought that
SmackDown.
was pretty good.
Anyways, anybody want to see some Raw tapings from Heat? Let's have a look at the matches then. So we got Chad Collier beating Bobby Quance.
Bobby Quance, Bobby Pants.
Christopher Nowinski beat Al Snow. Maven and Tommy Dreamer beat Rosie and Jamal. 3-minute warning, absolutely fucked at this point. Test beat Rico. Yeah, that just confirms that. 3-minute warning. Dead, done, finished. Rodney Mack defeated Spike Dudley. And Jazz beat Jacqueline. So there you go.
I mean, a pretty decent heat. You've got Maven and Tommy Dreamer teaming up against 3-minute warning. You've got Test beating Rico. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it'd probably...
I'd rather watch that than watch wrestling a day.
The only match I think's bad is fucking Chad Collier defeating Bobby Quance.
Well, I think that was a dark match, so I don't think that didn't actually happen. That didn't make TV.
Well, I don't care if it
Didn't make heat.
I've seen it. I've read it. It may as well happen. That's bogging.
Anyway, we get the national anthem from Lillian Garcia. In the ring, Steve Austin comes out and says he knows he's not supposed to be here, but he's got something to say. Steve talks about The Rock. And Steve says he's going to stay there until The Rock comes out to join him. Tess comes out apologetic, like, sorry Steve, I've got a match here. Stacey came out looking good. King won't let you forget that in case you didn't notice. King's like, look at those legs, JR. And JR's like, King, you're sad.
I'm looking at Austin, damn it.
You're a sad little man. Fucking look at Stacey Keibler looking me blame Jerry Lawler. Sometimes that he goes over the top, but this is justified. This is a justified reaction. See if Jerry Lawler started chanting "This is awesome" at Stacey Keibler, I think I would say justified. I'd be like
the most justified "This is awesome."
I'd be like Tony Khan. I'd be going on Twitter and I'd be saying that's a justified "This is awesome" chant. But anyway, did Tess get a justified stunner? Because Austin didn't really care what Tess was out there for. Nails him with a Stone Cold Stunner. Lance Storm then runs down Tess's opponent, goes into the cover. Austin sneaks in. Storm doesn't even see who's counting. Austin goes 1, 2. Storm turns around, and instead of a free count, he's got a middle finger stuck in his face. Storm gets up. Austin hits him with a stunner. You thought it looked more like an RKO.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Austin's fault. It was Storm's fault. I prefer stunners when they go down, then they bounce back. Storm sold this like an RKO. Considering the only thing he's good at is wrestling, you'd expect him to know how to fucking do it. Stunner.
Yeah, so we had that, and then Eric Bischoff. I'm back! Eric Bischoff comes out with a legion of police officers, and he gives Austin... Well, he gives him a restraining order, first of all, and then he gives him an option. Either you'll be leaving the building by yourself, or you'll be leaving in cuffs. And Eric sends the police down, and the police then walk Austin out of the arena. Eric announces the viewing audience they will get to see a special rock concert tonight, which we already knew about. And then Steve Austin runs into The Rock backstage, who sings a song on his guitar for Austin, which I believe they didn't show on the network.
Yeah, they cut this out, so...
Now, I do remember seeing this, I think, at the time, or at least watching Raw after, where I'm pretty sure when the police are walking Austin backstage, The Rock is there on his guitar and he sings it. But for some reason, they didn't show that on the net, and I wonder why. Why would they purposely cut that out on the network?
Maybe The Rock said something distasteful. Who knows?
Makes you wonder about all the other good stuff they've cut out in the network.
It's sad though, because this is Austin's last Raw as a full-time guy. After this, it's just GM, really.
Yeah. He spent all of it outside.
Locked it like
God damn it. Right,
like
next tag match, Jeff Hardy. Trish Stratus taking on Stevie Richards, Victoria. Trish gets the pinfall on Victoria. Does that a sign of what's going to happen at Mania? Who knows? Trish then tries to kiss Jeff Hardy, but Jazz comes out, blindsides her, and then we get a beat down, then Jazz attacks Victoria. Triple threat, WrestleMania. Who's going to win? Who knows? Backstage, you get Coach and Bischoff. Coach tells Bischoff security has an emergency. Takes him to the security office. You're like, what the hell's going on here? We see Austin outside in his truck, waiting. Bischoff's annoyed. He's like, I thought you guys had a restraining order, and the security tells Bischoff that restraining order is only good for inside the building, not outside the building.
So Austin's gonna wait there all night long.
Bischoff tells Coach that he's got to go out there and tell Austin to leave. Coach says he'd rather not do that, and then Bischoff's like, yeah, I can understand why. I don't blame you. You make a good point, but here's the point. Either you do that, or you're fired. Coach is like, well, I guess I'm going to go and speak to Austin now.
Fuck it, Jonathan Coachman, man, would main event Mania, man. 2025.
Even these interactions with Coach and Bischoff, like, they just, the wee promos and vignettes segments, they just come across as so good.
It feels real, though.
Bischoff's like, yeah, I can see why you wouldn't want to do that, but...
See when people interact when they interact backstage, though, with Pierce and Alda, it feels so fake. This feels organic. Like, it actually feels like the Coach is working for Bischoff.
Yep.
It doesn't feel like, oh, these are just two guys talking to each other.
We get Booker T and Goldust backstage. Booker T catches Goldust looking at the Playboy issue featuring Tori Wilson. Goldust says that Booker T will become the new. Imagine he was going to say new and he said a different word beginning with.
No.
That would have been... That'd have been a bit awkward. Says that Booker's going to become the World Heavyweight Champion, and that's it. Goldust reminds Booker, everybody else, about Booker's old catchphrase: don't hate the player, hate the game.
Triple H, it's in the game.
Down and out. Right, then we got Online World of Wrestling are labeling this as a tag match. I can guarantee you it was a singles match. Unless you're looking at Steiner's fucking arms and you're counting them as two people.
Well, we can't count Christian's arms as two people, so it was definitely a one-on-one match.
Yeah, I think Christian barely counts as one fucking leg, never mind two people.
I know.
I thought it was a decent match, to be honest. Steiner gets the win with a fall-away slam off the second rope. Steiner gets the mic, and he gives his wee holler, if you hear me.
I think it's a shame that, like, Christian and Steiner aren't on the card.
I think it's a shame that Scott Steiner's just been watered down and limited, because we know what this guy can do.
Like, the Money in the Bank match came out in 2005, right? But I think around 2003 you could have had a fucking fantastic Money in the Bank ladder match at Mania.
No, definitely.
I'm not saying Steiner could work a Money in the Bank match, but I feel like he could be one of 7 guys in it.
I don't know. You just see what you were getting. Look at what you were getting with Steiner, though. In WCW's dying days, look at some of the rants he would go off on the mic.
Yes.
And you get him in WWE and it's just, holla if you hear me. It's almost like they've signed a contract. They're like, right here, if you say anything about my son-in-law, I will fucking sue you for every dollar that you've got.
It's almost like that, isn't it?
I know, but where's the roid rage? Where's Steiner going at? I want to see Steiner burying Ric Flair for 20 minutes. That flabby old bastard, you know, like, where's that stuff?
Maybe he's off the roids.
I don't know.
He's definitely not off the roids.
WWE is, you know, you can't get away with some stuff, can't you know?
That was a wee joker in there.
Oh, don't worry. I mean,
I feel like WCW.
He's still a fat bastard. He's coming at me like I'm some sort of Twinkie, like I'm a piece of bacon.
I know, but see with WCW, they were throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks.
What were they doing in TNA? TNA just don't care.
Yeah, it's just.
Here's Scott. Here's a mic. Do your best.
Do your best, Scotty. Anyway, the coach informs Austin that Bischoff wants him to leave. Coach says he'll let Bischoff know that Austin got the message. Austin just sits there, doesn't move.
Yeah, we get an interview. Chief Morley lands Storm with Terry. Chief Morley says, unfortunately, due to the 30-day rule, titles haven't been defended, so they're going to have to be vacated. But he's got some good news. He's awarding the championships to a new tag team, and that is himself and Lance Storm.
Brilliant.
So Lance Storm was without a tag team belt for like 15 seconds. Kane and RVD step up. After Storm wishes his tag team partner Regal a speedy recovery. They want a shot at the titles. Morley says, nah, we can't give you a shot. We've only been the champs for literally a minute.
It don't work like that. But obviously this leads to setting up RVD and Kane against the Dudleys, right? But it's like, go back to your Money in the Bank match. Even like from Raw, you could have had like Steiner against Christian, against RVD, against Kane, against like Bubba Ray. If you want to throw Devon in there, go ahead. It's like there's 6 guys. 6 guys that would do a fantastic Money in the Bank ladder match. You're not even factoring who you could bring in for SmackDown. I mean, say what you want, right? Would you not rather Taker in a Money in the Bank ladder match, even though I don't think it suits him really? But it's like, compared to the tag match he's going to put on,
Jeff Hardy and Taker was fine, wasn't it?
Well, there you go, aye. Edge against Taker.
And plus, I do think Money in the Bank kind of suits having at least one big guy in there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Kane, Taker, Steiner.
Right, lots of big guys.
Lots of big guys. Anyway, this tag match is for later on.
We need a bigger ladder. Anyway, RVD and Kane versus the Dudleys. Winner gets a shot at the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Then we got tag match, Triple H and Ric Flair versus Booker T and Goldust. Good match. I enjoyed it. Triple H lost though to Booker T. Booker T hits him with the scissors kick, and I mean that is it. That is it. Booker T beats Triple H. Triple H loses. Later on, we see Ric Flair trying to convince Triple H that he'll beat Booker T at WrestleMania, and Triple H doesn't look so sure. I think Triple H thinks that he's losing his grip on the World Heavyweight title.
Well, I can guarantee you, boy, you're not going to lose that title. You're gonna hit the pedigree, wait 23 seconds to pin him, and then pin him. That's what's going to happen.
Really good match, though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, good match at the top of the hour. I mean, it just kind of highlights, though, where this feud is. It's like, it's just nowhere near Rock Austin. It's in the middle of the show.
You know, this actually feels like a feud that would kind of make... This feels like a world title feud that would be a B-level pay-per-view.
Yep.
I am a little bit surprised that they're going with this into Mania. But here, maybe if it was
like, if you compare 2002, like, yeah, Rock Hogan should have went on after Jericho Triple H, but Jericho Triple H is still a massive integral part of Raw.
No, it was, but I wonder why. I mean, well, I suppose. Anyway, you know what though? I'm preferring Triple H versus Booker T over Angle Brock.
No, I am too, but you can clearly see which one feels like the bigger deal, almost.
Well, there's two feuds that feel way ahead of everything else.
Aye, and it's between the four goats, brother.
Anyway, I mean, that's a very good Mount Rushmore, I think. People talk about Mount Rushmore. I think McMahon, Hogan, Austin, Rock. It's hard to really disagree with that. Up next with Jericho and Shawn Michaels. Jericho calls Michaels to the ring. He wants to clear things up. He says, I always wanted to be the next Shawn Michaels. But then I started focusing on being the first Chris Jericho, because I'm better than you. And he showed him all these things. Shawn Michaels doing moves, Chris Jericho would do the moves, Shawn Michaels would wear something, just Chris Jericho would wear it. I mean, kinda.
It's alright, but...
You know what, I mean, I guess this is legit, because, I mean, Chris Jericho has admitted, like, that when he got into wrestling, he just wanted to be Shawn Michaels. So I mean, it makes. I guess this is true. It's not like they plucked this from anywhere. Like, you know what I mean? This is
legit. But I almost don't like when they kind of break kayfabe like this and like, oh, I used to watch you and I want to do all your moves. I don't know. I
think it's okay in this circumstance though because it's real. But
it's not made up.
I wouldn't want everybody on the fucking roster, and it's like I can't really think of another time this has been done. I think if you do it once and it's genuine and authentic, then it's fine. But it almost feels like that's everybody's gimmick today. Oh, I used to grow up watching you and all this.
I know, you're right. 2003, it was very different. But I thought this was fine. You know, Jericho slaps Michaels, and then
Michaels just stands there.
And then he slaps Jericho.
You know what? Michaels didn't say anything. This was weird, man. I think this feud's been alright, like, but...
Could have been so much... They're 2008. One shit's over this.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening here.
I don't know what's happening. I mean, Michaels a couple of weeks ago, he asked, I could be out there, but it might not be, brother.
I don't know if Shawn Michaels is drugged at his dome at this point.
I think he's found God. I think. I don't know, damn it.
Can he find his voice and actually cut some promos or something? We then got Eric Bischoff and The Rock backstage. Rock says he's got a fantastic idea. Bischoff says that he doesn't like the sound of that. Every Rock idea seems to have Eric getting his ass kicked, and Rock's like, nah, don't be daft, man. You whooped Austin last week. You took care of that. You beat that rattlesnake. Eric Bischoff. How can anyone think Nick Aldis, right, or Adam Pearce a better GM than Bischoff? You've got to be smoking fucking crack, and even that's not enough.
No, that ain't enough.
Anyway, Rock says they should set up speakers outside so that Austin can hear the Rock concert. And that's what happens. Speakers do get set up outside. We then get RVD and Kane versus the Dudleys. Another really good match. Lance Storm runs in, accidentally kicks Bubba Ray. Kane chokeslams Devon. RVD hits the frog splash for the win. and they will be going on to WrestleMania to take on Lance Storm and Chief Morley. So 2 really good tag team matches tonight on Raw. People say that Raw is a show that doesn't have good wrestling. I've been more impressed with Raw matches lately than I have SmackDown.
Well, absolutely. Sure. I mean, the strength of the mid card on Raw is insane.
Yeah,
it's absolutely like there's no real lower mid card.
Now look at the tag matches you're getting Raw, and look at the tag matches you're getting on SmackDown.
No, I know it's night and day. The match SmackDown's not that good. I don't know. I think we've seen the best of SmackDown already, and I think it's just going to get worse for a few years.
Yeah. Right then we got the Rock concert. Rock comes out with his Willie Nelson signed acoustic guitar, and he turns on Sacramento. He says the best thing about Sacramento is getting to leave Sacramento. Then we see Austin speed into the arena. The Rock then orders the police officers to come down and arrest Austin, but instead the Hurricane jumps at the truck and he fights the Rock. But the police officers come and they arrest the Hurricane. I don't know why. I guess because the Hurricane attacked the Rock and he broke up Rock concert. So there you go.
But the Rock concert lasted about a minute,
if that.
Yeah, if that. So like, come on.
But while the police get rid of the Hurricane, Austin then comes out from the flatbed of the truck in a blanket, stomps a mud hole in the Rock. Rock then escapes the ring. Rock tries to get his Willie Nelson guitar back. Austin stamps a mud hole in that. Stomps. Steve destroys it right in front of the Rock's eyes, and that's it. That's the end of Raw. Well, at least the normal Raw.
Yeah, the normal Raw, the non-extended version of Raw. But here, I mean, it was sick. It's not like it ended here because everyone got the McMahon extended show.
Yeah, so then we get 30 minutes, and when you take, I think there was 2 commercials in here as well.
It was about 18 minutes, I'd say.
Maybe there was 3 commercials in. I don't know. McMahon then comes out, and literally McMahon comes down to the ring, and after that, he shows us footage from SmackDown. First, the contract signing between Hulk Hogan and McMahon, and then the feud between Angle and Brock. Very disappointing. Oh, we've got an extra half an hour on Monday Night Raw. What are we going to do with it? We're going to show you highlights from last week's SmackDown that pretty much, I'd say, all WWE fans have watched, especially in the Mania build-up, man. You know what I mean? This is Mania season. Who's not watching these shows?
Yeah, everyone would be aware of these two feuds.
Like, even if you're like, say you're in the arena and you're watching this like live, I mean, you just have to sit there and look at the Titantron for half an hour. It's stuff that you've already sat and watched in your house. It's not like you're rewatching it 20 years later and you're going, "Oh, that was good." These guys have literally just watched this. Like,
and you're right. It wasn't like it was a quick recap. It was literally half an hour, including breaks. So that's the end of the show. I'm gonna give it a 5. I think the end. It was just a very lackluster addition. The Rock concert flattered to deceive, and then the end with McMahon, it was like... But see, once McMahon came out, it was like, what can he really do to make this ending great? You know what I mean? Like, what can he do when he comes out and he's like, I'm going to show these 2 bits of tape? What could he have done? He's the man. But how much of a man is he to turn that around?
Right, well, I don't think it's as bad as yours yet. I'm giving it a 7. I thought it was a good show and... just a lackluster ending for me, but some really good tag matches. I enjoyed the Bischoff vignettes throughout the night. I thought all the vignettes were pretty good. I mean, I had nothing... The Jericho and Michaels thing didn't really deliver for me, and I was a bit disappointed with the Rock concert. But I'm not going to completely bury the show because I didn't like the extra half an hour that they added on. Just didn't really do it for me, but other than that, I mean, thought everything was pretty good. Even Christian Scott Steiner thought it was a good match. So, yeah, I enjoyed Austin at the beginning. Stunning Tess, stunning Lance Storm. Austin on the outside. Like I said, I thought the tag match was really good. The Chief Morley thing, stripping the belts and then declaring himself and Storm new champions. Thought it was all good. Bischoff again backstage interacting with The Rock. Rock saying he's got an idea. Bischoff was like, "Oh, not another idea. I don't want my ass kicked again." It was all good up until the ending. Yeah, for me, would have probably gave it an 8. But the ending for me, disappointing, so it's getting a 7. You gave it a 5, that's a 6 out of 10. Definitely don't think it's a fucking 5, man.
Well, I don't think it's a 7, but I'm not going to drop an F-bomb.
Well, I am. I definitely don't think it's that.
No, I thought the ending pure sucked, man. We're talking about WrestleMania 19. This is considered up there with 17. It just felt incredibly dead.
All I know is about a month ago I gave an NXT a 5, and this is, I certainly wouldn't give it a 5. Anyway, that's it, guys. Let us know your rating down below, and we'll catch you in the next one. Until then.
Peace.